All right. Music is a little bit low. Still setting everything up. Just give me a couple seconds. Holy Jesus, you're loud. I don't want it to be too loud anyway. Let's see if everything is already good to go. Let me lower this on my headset because I don't want to hear the music too loud. This first couple of minutes will be me just setting everything out here on YouTube because, you know, I gotta do all of the, I had to remove all of my settings from the Twitch into here into YouTube and just make sure to see if I can get myself a. I haven't even opened Trove yet, by the way. Let me see. Trying to get myself the chat on my tablet. How's everyone up to? How's everyone doing? Everyone who's joining in. How's everyone up to? Hopefully everyone's doing well. Again, for me, I'm still still organizing everything, so pardon me, it's still a mess. Let me open up Trove for now. Oh, I almost opened up the regular Trove. I opened regular Trove. Oh, god damn it. Hold on. I opened up the wrong Trove. Oh, I don't want to join in into the Facebook. God damn you. I will read the patch notes. Yes, that's the first thing that I will do, but let me open up Trove first. 153. I haven't even downloaded the update. But yeah, from what I'm looking at it and from what I've seen already, Chloromancer is going to be one of the top DPS classes in the game. It's ridiculous. They pretty much got rid of Blooming Pollinator, or pretty much made it as a passive. It's crazy. Like, they've done so many changes. It looks to be like a pretty solid. I need to get myself also the classroom. Let me join in into Trove. Yeah, it's looking to be one of the best DPS classes, probably even the best DPS class in the entire game. It looks pretty busted. Not gonna lie. Which is I turned on my Xbox. I turned on my Xbox. Alright. I'm here on Trove. Let me just put myself the Chloro. My solid 2000 power rank Chloromancer without any equipment. Let me just stand over here first and foremost. And let me just go back into the patch notes. Alright. So, let's see if the screen is already good enough. You just check. Okay, good. Alright. So here's the patch notes. Patch notes will be in the description as always. Just make sure to go ahead and click in the description and you are going to see everything that you're seeing right now on screen. But just to read the patch notes right now really quickly, because obviously there's going to be saved as a VOD later on. So people who missed the live stream, they can actually just go ahead and check it out later on. But yeah, today is just going to be the PTS patch note Chloromancer Regrowth, which was put today. Which are going to be the Chloromancer update. I will mention the additional update. I haven't even read the additional updates, by the way. But yeah, anyways. The current Chloromancer was lacking overall damage and healing utility. That is very true. It was the weakest class in the entire game. The goal was to revamp the was to increase the effectiveness of Chloromancer's plans and make the class more effective against bosses. So this is going to be more of a DPS type class, similar to what the current Gunslinger is, similar to some of the other characters. So pretty much this class is going to be alright at best for dungeon grinding. But for bossing, this looks to be like a ridiculously solid class. Just going to read out everything right here. So first and foremost is just going to be the passive ability. There's going to be a new passive ability. It is going to be called Mini Bloom, which what it does is basic attack has a 40% chance to spawn plants to near enemies. They will explode into a burst of pollen that heals ally and deals 1k% magic damage. That's 10 times damage, I do believe. Isn't that 10 times damage? Really ridiculous. So you have around a 40% chance of spawning a plant that detonates near enemy that does 10 times damage. Okay. Pretty ridiculous. You have to see how much it lasts to detonate. If it lasts a little bit of a while, more than a second to detonate, then it's not going to be really good for dungeon grinding. But either way, that's good for DPS. Healing mini blooms will make them explode faster, similar to anything that is going to be related to the Chloromancer. Chloromancer is everything regarding just the basic attack to plants, so they activate quicker. And there will be a maximum of 4 of them at a time. So you can get a burst damage of 40 times damage with this, including basic, including all the other plants. That's ridiculous. Alright. Anyways. Basic attack. Fires a solar energy that damage enemies and heals allies. Heals allies for 4% of the maximum health instead of 2. And plants for 18 instead of the usual 12. So this is just going to be pretty much the same in terms of strength. So damage is just going to be still 1 times damage single target. So it's not going to be good for damage purposes. If you don't include obviously the passive. But on its own it's not going to be really good. Which is expected. This is mostly a utility basic. This is what it's supposed to be. Utility basics are not supposed to be strong. They're supposed to be, you know, useful for other abilities. Like Neon Ninjas, like these characters. What else? There's other characters. There's a lot of characters that have utility basics. Draco, Tomb Raider as well. Like those characters have utility basics, so pretty much they are going to make it weak, but they have good utility to other abilities. So characters like this one are going to have ridiculously strong abilities. So, anyways, trying to read out the chat. Yeah, you can solo U10 under 2 minutes. That's ridiculous. I can't believe this class gets a rework. I just came back home. I saw the rework. I was shocked. I actually was shocked when I saw the when I saw like the announcement. I was like, "What? Chloromancer actually getting a rework?" I thought they stopped doing that, but hey, it's what it is. But yeah. Anyways, moving on. Let me just join into Trove before I get disconnected. So let me just. Anyways. Let's see. So this is going to be like now I'm going to see it right over here. Like this is going to be a ridiculous thing to mention. The primary ability, Green Gatling, is now the primary ability. For those who don't know what Green Gatling is the current Chloromancer class gem. Now it's going to be an ability. At first, one of my suggestions was to add Green Gatling as one of the abilities, but my suggestion was to add it as an ultimate ability. They add it as a primary ability. So the first ability that you do get is the current Chloromancer class gem. Ridiculous. So, it throws a seed that grows into a plant. That plants will fire nearby enemies, dealing 140% magic damage. That's 1.4 by the way. Every shot, healing plants makes them grow faster, and you can throw up to 3 at a time. So, For those who don't know how ridiculous this is, right now the Chloromancer, if you have 2 class gem active, they do 1 times damage first and foremost on the live server. And they will delete enemies. You can throw now 3 of them. And maximum. Yes, the Chloromancer is the cactus. Yes. It is the cactus that shoots like a machine gun. Yes, that is the green Gatling. That is going to be right now the actual ability. The actual first ability on the Chloromancer. It's just ridiculous. And you can have up to 3 of them at a time. I need to check what is going to be the cooldown because it doesn't say right here. But if the cooldown is very, very short, like I will say like a second, it's ridiculous. I will be broken as hell. And right now, even if it does more damage, again, I will do all of the testing, but, you know. Yeah, if it does more damage, that's even more ridiculous. You know, that thing just shoots a straight-on barrage of shots. Those shots, each and every single shot will do 2 lines of damage, dealing 1.4. That is how normally the normal class gen works. I don't know, I haven't tested, I haven't checked. But anyways, moving on, I'm rambling all too much. Next up is going to be the Leafy Lasher. Previously, the first ability on the Chloromancer, the plant that, you know, spins around. That is going to be right now the secondary ability, or the number 2, you could say. Or number 1. I don't know. I think it's number 2. No, number 1. Number 1. Number 2 is ult. I don't know any PC lingo. But yeah, the number 1 ability right now is going to be Leafy Lasher, which was the right click. It will pretty much, I believe it's going to work exactly the same. It throws a seed that will grow into plants after 2 seconds. Obviously, shooting them will make them grow faster. Once it's fully grown, it's going to, you know, do damage, snares enemies. It does exactly the same thing. But they reduce the damage from 2.15 times damage multiplier. I believe it was 2.25 actually, but neither here or there. To 1.75, so it does less damage every 0.4 seconds, and you can have it to a maximum of 2 plants of Leafy Lasher. However, this is a thing that it might be really nice. You can see the highlight barely, but Lasher's damage, stacks, and radius have been increased. So right now, if you throw 2 Leafy Lasher, both of them will be doing damage at the same time. It's not one of them. Right now on the live server is if you throw 4 plants is the maximum. Only one of them is going to do damage. Right now it's 2 plants, but both of them will be doing damage, which is nice, and they will have a better radius, which is even nicer. Will this make this ability extremely overpowered? Not really, to be honest. But it will actually help out in DPS, which is what this class is supposed to be like. This class is supposed to be a DPS type character. But Leafy Lasher is a really good ability. And then this class it reminds me right now more of like a pirate captain. That's a class that also I forgot to mention that is similar to this one. But yeah, anyways, the ultimate ability now is going to be called Empower Growth. It's completely new. And what it does is it empowers the Leafy Lasher and Green Gatling, so the both abilities that you throw down, and to be larger versions of themselves. And Green Gatling deals damage increase up to 450% magic damage. That's all I think. Are you kidding me? What the hell? So you're telling me that Leafy Lasher has the potential to do 4.5 times damage per shot? You know, an ability that shoots every 2 seconds that does 20 lines of damage. So you're telling me that this ability has a potential of dealing, I don't know, a burst damage or 19 times damage multiplier with this ult active? And you can throw up to 3 of them at the same time, so what the hell? No wonder this class can just delete a Leviathan in 2 minutes. So if it is 450%, I mean it says up to, so it can be more or less. But if it goes to 450% damage, and you have 3, and not even counting the Leafy Lasher, or the passive ability, by the way. If you have 3 green Gatling, and if they work exactly the same as they work right now in the live server, it means that these plants right here will have a burst damage of a initial burst damage that does 90 times damage multiplier, and you can put up to 3 of them. That's 200. How much is that? 270% burst damage from 3 plants without counting Leafy Lasher, without counting the other one, without counting Arcane Emblem. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. That's crazy. And Leafy Lasher will gain snare. So pretty much the Leafy Lasher will gain a snare that will make enemies pretty much not move because it will reduce the movement speed by 100%. And Green Gatling is going to do ridiculous damage. Good to know. That's ridiculous, man. And then the last thing is going to be the Colosseum. The Colosseum will empower the ultimate ability, which makes the Chloromancer heal nearby plants and allies for 15% every second for 2 seconds, or 12 seconds, on this ult. For the allies and for the plants, I don't know. Probably it's going to be exactly like the regular basic, similar to like the current Tomb Racer, I mean, with Banshee's Boon. Yeah, those are all of the things. This is just looking ridiculous, and from what the things that I've been seeing, it's absurd. It's looking to be pretty absurd. But yeah, that's literally everything in the Chloromancer. Again, if you want to read it yourself, link in the description down below. Just go ahead and click it and you can just read it. Also, same thing with the, you know, the other things, the additional updates, so you can go ahead and click it yourself. Anyways, I will be here right now on the PTS. As you clearly can see that my Chloromancer is very high power rank. It is a solid almost 3k PR. Okay. Yeah, 3000 power rank. I have no class gem, so I need to get myself a new class gem. Probably getting a crystal equipment so I can get to over 5k, get a class gem. But I will do the testing later on the class gem. I want to do the testing and everything else. Well, give me just nice sub. Anyway. I want to go into a high portal, the highest possible portal that I can join in, so I can actually do the damage testing right there. Anyways, let me just type inside V1. Let me just type in the FOB 100 instead of 125. So, anyways, let's see. First and foremost, let's start testing the basic. So yeah, 10k damage. So to do the same damage, yeah, pretty much 1 times. Pretty much does around 1k damage. This is a plant that is summons, and that's heavy life, by the way. So yeah, those are the new plants. I think those are going to be similar to Blooming Pollinator. That's 100k, so yes, it does 10 times damage. That is absurd. Considering that you can do stuff like, you know, like this. You can have how many plants at the same time? That's the only thing that I will say that personally I don't like a whole lot. The plants just drop everywhere. But it's whatever. How many plants can you have at the same time? There's 4, 5, there's 6, there's 7. They start disappearing? No, because there's the first one. Yeah. I mean, normally this type of stream will be on Twitch, but this is a special occasion, like I just mentioned before. I will be doing YouTube live stream mainly for special occasion, like milestones, like, you know, big updates like this one. But I don't see any limit to how much you can see, how much you can actually get. Now, yeah, Jesus, hashtag backseater right over here. Anyways, come out of nowhere. Hey, you identify me. Okay, green Gatling. Oh god, it works exactly the same. And it only does one barrage. Okay, that's understandable, so you have to spam it. And it has a 1-second cooldown. Jesus Christ. What the hell, man? Look at this. Just look at this. Okay. Oh, okay. Keep in mind, I'm in Uber 7 with these stats. That is ridiculous, man. How about Leafy Lasher? Holy, has a really big cooldown. Leafy Lasher has a ridiculously large cooldown. The hell? Ow. Yeah, Leafy Lasher has... I'm not sure how I feel about the Leafy Lasher now. Considering that you can actually throw 2 of them, obviously you have to use Chronomatic, which I'm going to equip it. Where is my Chrono Emblem? So, it has around a 10-second cooldown, but you can throw 2 of them at the same time and both of them will be doing stack damage. But I don't know how I feel about the Leafy Lasher changes. To be honest. But that ability is ridiculous. The green Gatling is ridiculous. So it has a 1-second cooldown. And it's just ridiculous, man. It just makes short work of everything. Oh, hi. So let me just throw this and let me just make them empowered. Or is it just... Oh yes, I see now. Are you actually kidding me? What the actual hell? Look at this. By the way, that is a world boss. Just keep this in mind. This is a world boss in Uber 7 with this stat: 10,000 magic damage and 214. Okay, I'm going to activate ult, throw two of these, just shoot them. Look at that. Dead. What? So pretty much this class revolves all around that ult. Even though without the ult it's still pretty decent. But that ult... What the actual hell? What the actual hell? That cannot be real. Jesus. That is absurd. That is legitimately absurd. This is going to be the best boss killer in the game. That by far, and not even close. It's not even going to be close. So, to put this into perspective, you can do stuff like this. Alright. Ult. Throw 3 plants. Look at the world boss. That's not even including this. That's not including this. And that's not including basic. This is by far the strongest class in the game for DPS purposes. And it's not even close. It's not even close. This is right now obviously subject to change. Obviously you have to keep in mind as well, it's private test server, everything is subject to change, everything can change and everything will change actually. But with this ult active, and from the looks of it you can activate the ult very frequently, is by far the strongest DPS class in the entire game with this ult active. Just look at how short of a work it's making. It's doing 4.5 times damage per shot. It does 10 lines, well, it does 20 lines of damage per... What the hell? Okay, now to test out the Leafy Lasher. I'm just flabbergasted. I want to test out upgraded Leafy Lasher. Okay, yeah, it does stack damage. The Leafy Lasher doesn't seem to be that strong. I don't know I mean, it works as an extra damage, but I don't like the fact that it has a really long cooldown. I mean, with this class, honestly, it should be used with the Arcane Emblem, no matter what. Everything is cooldown based right now. This is cooldown, at least with ult. This is cooldown, ult is cooldown. So yeah, it should be something ridiculous like that, just having like all of these plants, all of them at the same time. It's... Okay. Yeah, Gunslinger. Isn't that the dude that you posted the clip on? That is streaming right now on Twitch, doing the testing on max out. Does it do? Oh, really? I don't think this is the basic that makes him slower. I think it's this ability. Holy, what the hell is going on? Ah! Smoke grenade out! There's a glitched out cloud on me. What the hell? It is, from what I've read on the patch note, it is the upgraded Leafy Lasher. This one. The big boy. That lowers the movement speed 100%. They don't move, like, at all. It's the upgraded Leafy Lasher. That's the one that actually just makes them run a 100% slower and pretty much not move at all. Which is really freaking good. Oh boy. Oh boy. But yeah, that is really good. It's really ridiculous considering the. Let's just see. Especially, let's just say you're doing a delve. Let's just say you're doing a delve. You're pulling all enemies towards you. Activate ult, throw a Leafy Lasher, and then just throw down all of the plants. All of the enemies will just be clumped up together. They will not move. That's going to make the character just do some absurd DPS to all enemies clumped up. I don't think it's just going to triumph over Ice Age for those things in particular, because, you know, how broken that thing is. But yeah. There's a cornerstone like right over there. Okay. I mean, honestly, oh, that is my personal chest. Anyways. Hey, I'll give you. Hold on. Here you go. One bang. Damn it. Anyways. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is just going to get you know, I think do this. Oh. Brr. I don't care about them. Just take them if well, whatever. More pins. Appreciate it. I mean, honestly, you're not forced to give me anything. Just saying, by the way. Don't force yourself to give me anything. So, anyways. But yeah, pretty much. I need to check on the comments because I don't remember a whole lot on this dude. Sorry. Well, it doesn't matter. It's actually it's a test server. It's something that you get like out of everything. Oh, I press attack. Didn't mean to. Anyways, how's it going? But yeah, this is just absurd. It's so ridiculous. This is right now the strongest class in the game for DPS. By far. I am pretty much I am pretty much certain that this is going to get nerfed in one way or another. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But right now it's just looking to be pretty absurd. Huh? What else? Okay. Give me my nitro. Oh boy, oh my lord. Well, while we wait here, let's just start talking about. No, it has flaws. Yes, for sure. For Uber 10, there's no way this class is not even great. Let's be real. It's still this class is still not great. For anything else? For Uber 10, this class is still not great. Below average, I would probably say. But for DPS purposes, for bossing, actually bossing, killing bosses, this is the best class in the game. Oh. Those numbers alone are just absurd. They are absurd. There's no way that you're going to tell me other classes are going to do more DPS than this. There's no way. Anything else? Yeah, still. But for pure DPS, for pure boss killing, this is going to try and over Gunslinger. For those. So I'm expecting at least a DPS toned down because it's so... my god. My boy has a lot of stellar souls, pentasouls. See. Oh, okay. I'll do that later on. Anything else? Yes. Never mind. 3,300 subs. Nice. Thank you everyone for the subs. Very nice. But yeah, and it's just that DPS wise, it's just ridiculous. I think toned down in DPS is still going to make, depending on how bad they tone down the DPS. Because right now, Gunslingers with current max stat usually take around 6 minutes or so to kill a U10 left. With pure 100% uptime in DPS, 5 to 6 minutes. Considering that this one takes 2, it's so strong. And Gunslinger is by far the strongest class in the game. For DPS purposes, well, for boss killing. Anything else? Jesus, why am I getting so many pentasouls? Why? Pretty much, you could say. It has the same strengths and weaknesses as Gunslinger. It's just that the strengths are greater, weaknesses are greater as well. Seems to be. But the strengths are way too great. At least it's interesting. It's not a Ice Age rework like what they did with the Ice Age. Ice Age is just... The Ice Age is just ridiculous. I need to ask the question, why am I getting so many pentasouls? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they add C5 in the next big expansion. Go on. Jesus. Alright. Anyways. Yeah? Okay. But yeah, I will say that $2K course, 18K nitro. It's 18, it's not 20 or whatever. My boy, I am new to Trove on PC as well. Well, this is only a PTS, so. I'm just sitting here, just waiting until Rogers is done. My lord. I have no clue how many pentas. Hey, we're done with pentas. Testing Chloro be like indeed. That is very true. Testing the Chloromancer be like getting item in the trading post. I don't know what I'm going to do with all of these items, but it's something. Yeah, with 9149 we can one shot, but I mean it's not going to make any difference, any big difference, because we're already over the cap. Let me, oh my lord. Oh, we're back in with pentas. Since we're already doing max light damage in U10, I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference with C5. We done? Okay. Okay. I appreciate it. But yeah, with Uber, it has to be Uber 11 or something. Oh, you buy stuff with pentas in. Okay, I see. Anyways. Let's keep getting pentas and pentas. Oh yeah, let me just see how much it is. Yeah, 2.8 mil pentas. That is just straight up absurd, the fact that you can't do that with this class. But yeah, for the most part, I will say that this class is top DPS right now. There's already clips of just making them just ridiculous. It's currently there's already individuals just showcasing how ridiculous it can be. Like the fact that it makes short work out of everything. It's not even funny. Anyways, I want to showcase something. Where's the button in? Yeah. For those who don't know, is it this store pack? No, it's not this store pack. There's actually a new store pack added in the live server. So for those who haven't checked that one out, there's a new 3K store pack in the live server. I'm going to do a store pack showcase later on. And You know, I do believe this one is for... Which event it was, this one? I don't remember. But... Okay. But I will do a story pass showcase. I already got it. There's like, I believe, 3 costume, 1 ally, 1 mount. And... in the live server. It cost 3k credits. I just saw it and I was just, I might as well just get it. I forgot to put my mount. Hold on. Item collected. Let's go ahead and just go. Also, item. So, I am going to get deleted because it's 114. I am rocking like no light. Just do one big pull. I mean, don't expect me to do anything. By the way, look at my damage. Yeah. 700. Take that. I'm just running around here and Del's. It's going to take me like 7 years to kill an enemy. A cosmic primordial dragon that will cost. Well, what about the other? Yeah. Damage. I am doing absolutely no damage. Look at the damage numbers, by the way. And that's it. Doing no damage. It shouldn't even be here. But yeah. Cosmic Gem, does they need to do something about them? Like, I got like 12 mil on my main account. I don't even have anything to even pull. Rar. I need to check. I will do one testing. I'll do one testing later on. Yeah, Ow. Does it work? Okay, never mind. Everything's... I'll do one testing later on. If the basic attack is on a cooldown, on an internal cooldown, because I don't think there is an internal cooldown. I don't know. I don't know if there's an internal cooldown of this basic attack to on the, because you have to keep in mind they also added the basic. Oh. Hashtag why? No, I had to use old. I believe you have to do stuff like that in order to be just pure efficient with DPS. And we're not going to do anything. You have to use your Gunslinger for this. So look at me, I'm doing 6 damage, 1 damage. What up? Okay. Yeah, you can legit lock bosses. That is the thing that you have to keep in mind. You can lock bosses out of their, their spot. You can snare them, snare bosses, which is something that you cannot do with Ice Age, by the way. Ice Age, you can slow them down, but you cannot snare them. You cannot make them just stay completely still. Like, look at all the damage numbers that just plopping everywhere. Anyways. Yeah, look at all the damage numbers just plopping everywhere. Imagine just doing, let's just say, hey, you can kill the boss. Imagine just doing, you know, max damage. I wish I could do max damage testing. Rip. I think everyone might just go ahead and just have a secondary set of magic damage gem. Oh god. I'm going to tank it. I got on my flashback. Okay, never mind. Sorry, my bad. Kill. I haven't done all the testing because I joined in right here. Kill the boss. Don't let me just do it. Help. Me just doing no damage. That's so sad and pathetic. I do believe the Colosseum, what it does is the Colosseum just heals nearby allies whenever you activate the ult. Because the ult right now is going to be a buff. So whenever you activate the ult, you're going to heal nearby allies and also you're going to heal plants. So those are holy Jesus Christ. I mean, if everyone is just going to keep joining in, if this class doesn't get nerfed, literally you're going to see all of the Ice Age moving into Chloro. Ice Age might still be better for clearing rooms than Chloro, for sure. Because broken class can be broken. I don't know why I'm still here. I'm not. I'm just going to leave you guys be. I'm going to go into. I'm going to join into this club. I want to get myself the class gem. So let me just go ahead and... Oh my god, I'm like an old grandma just trying to just check all of the buttons. Like, hey, look at me, I am dumb. Where is the goddamn button? It's B. Yes. Not even 5K. Okay. Do I have any other extra gem? I do have gems on my personal chest. Or I have a ring on my Dino Timber. This is why I like doing stuff. Post. 5,000. Hey. Let me just go to the shores of the Epitarch. Yeah, right now Chloromancer is clearly busted. Holy, why is everyone doing Colosseum? Anyways, I just going to fly in. But yeah, Ice Age might still be better at clearing rooms, especially in the mid floors, than Chloromancer by far. Because obviously instant cast, burst damage, all that stuff. But for bossing, there's no other class that's just beating this class, like, at all. There's none. And it's not even close, that's the funny part. Chloromancer is, right now on the live server, arguably, or if not the worst class in the game, and right now it's going to be the best DPS class in the game, which is, you know, expected. This class always had potential of having ridiculously high DPS, even currently on the live server with Class Gem. But it's just absurd the fact that you can do this. This is you wait Everdark enemies at 5,000 with no gems. The fact that it's doing stuff like this with no gems is just it's just ridiculous. And just stun, just do ridiculous DPS. That's the funny part. I'm not gonna use Arcane. Jesus Christ. Backseater much right here. Watch out. Hashtag Fernand backseat. Anyways. How the hell do you put this? You put this right here. Give me Class Gem. No, it is not on PlayStation. It's only on the PTS on PC. A private test server. So let me just go. I even got a 3-star. I'm never lucky with Class Gem, but no, I get now a 3-star. Not even gonna upgrade it. Anyways. I do believe whenever you activate ult, yeah, you have a healing field that it will heal plants. So you don't have to shoot them down. So this is the Class Gem that you see right here. That is the Class Gem. So whenever you activate your ult, you have like a force field around it, so it will heal pretty much all plants. Does he have a cooldown? Yeah, it still heals them, it's just that the VFX seems to be glitched out. But yeah, the collection seems to be pretty useful at least. So it means that you don't have to just keep shooting down all of the plants, so you can just go ahead and just walk everywhere and it's going to heal players. Although, excuse me. But it's just going to heal all players, all plants, and stuff like that, which is really, really nice. You know, it means that you can shoot them down with basic, alongside just activating ult and just healing even more so you don't have to, so you can just heal them immediately. It's rather nice, really nice actually. So yeah, that's, thank you. Yeah, it's pretty absurd, pretty amazing. Let me just go into topside, do the testing right there. Please, to anyone who's just watching the stream and wants to join in, please don't attack the enemies. This is part of why I normally do testing by myself. So in top side, yeah, I'm doing less damage in top side. Is expected. Wait, hold on. Does it work on this plant as well? It does. So you can just keep shooting plants and just keep adding a lot of explosion to it. With ult, which is it's just really nice, I guess. Let me just do this. Just delete the enemy. That's without Arcane. Hashtag no use in Arcane. Because, you know, I want to showcase how strong the class is without the need of Arcane Emblem. So if I'm killing these enemies this fast without Arcane Emblem, imagine you can see how ridiculous it's going to be with Arcane Emblem. By the way, with the stats. So, pretty ridiculous. I don't know if the old Colosseum is just going to stay. I'm pretty sure the old Colosseum is just going to straight on disappear. And just going to be replaced with this Colosseum. Similar to what they did already with the Ice Age. With the Ice Age, they pretty much removed the old Colosseum entirely on your character, so it's not going to be like the Fate Trickster. I do believe the Fate Trickster is the only exception. They've okay, we'll kill the enemy. Kill the enemy. Okay. Short work of it. Ridiculous. But it is. I'm just flabbergasted, dude. This is so ridiculous. This is probably the biggest gap in strength that I've ever seen and out of any rework. And I always thought that it wasn't going to get topped by the Tomb Raider, because the Tomb Raider just got a ridiculous one, like a ridiculous growth. I mean, I don't know. There's a possibility that the old Colosseum could be there, but I'm pretty sure the old Colosseum is just going to be replaced with the current one. It's going to be exactly the same as the one from Ice Age. Trust me, if it weren't the case, I would have already saved the Ice Age one. Because I like the old Colosseum on Ice Age, even though it was kind of in terms of affecting it, but I thought it was kind of fun. I need to just look for a world boss now. Anyways, I'm just going to be running around looking for a world boss. Okay, there's one. Okay, just for the sake of, you know, hashtag someone right here who wants Arcane Emblem so bad for some reason. Like, God. I will be doing a testing on a world boss in UA topside with barely any stats. Jesus Christ. What? What the hell? What the hell is going on? Anyway. Okay, what does the... That goes solo on left with no stats? Okay. Does it need energy regeneration? I don't think it needs. Everything is just like around a second cooldown. Ult with the plants. Like this one, I do believe it's around a 8-second cooldown, roughly, give or take, and this one the same 10-second. So anymore, energy regen. So, because everything is just high on cooldown. And to explain what does the old class gem did, it replaced the ice crash from the ice age. Let me just go into ice age. So it used to replace this ability, ice crash, with a like a shotgun blast. It literally just threw 3 icicles in front of the ice age, and each of the icicles did damage. It used to be doing more. It used to do more damage than this, but the crowd control was not there. Like this crowd control was just better all around. So they replaced it with the current broken version that we have right now. I'm not going to install mods right now. I'm not going to install a mod, just look for a Leviathan, just so you can actually see the DPS of no DPS, like come on. What the hell? I don't think you understand that my stats are just pitiful, they are pathetic, they are nothing, I'm literally doing like no damage. So, like, I'm literally doing barely any damage against actual enemies in Geotopside, rather than just doing damage against a Leviathan, which requires more light. I'm not going to do that, sorry. This is absurd, mind. Yes, I'm destroying them, but they're still world bosses. It's not comparable to a Leviathan. Doesn't even matter, I can one-shot with my main account, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I can one-shot Leviathans with my main account. It doesn't matter. So but yeah, it's just ridiculous. With average stats, not why did I even say average stats? This character doesn't have any stats to begin with. Like, I got no gems. I only got 1 class gem, not level 1, and that's it. With 700 life, 17k magic, like... Oh yeah, now that you mentioned basic, I need to look for a curse skull. And I mean, not really. It does the same AoE. It always did a little bit amount of AoE. It always did. But it right now has a new passive ability that enhances the basic. So that's what I'm going to be doing testing. So if you shoot like a Nordak Flame, that's just the ally that I have equipped, by the way. But yeah, if you shoot with your basic, you have a chance of actually spawning this little plant right there. That plant right there is going to be similar to Blooming. Okay. It's going to work exactly like Blooming Pollinator. And no, that's the wrong ability. Okay. So yeah, it's going to work exactly like the old Blooming Pollinator. You shoot it, it will explode. The thing that I'm looking for is just going to be a curse skull with at least a bunch of enemies to see if it does have an internal cooldown. So I need to check the internal cooldown. If it doesn't have an okay. If it doesn't have an internal cooldown, pretty absurd. I say. I see, just throwing basic to see if it spawns at least 2 plants at the same time. If it spawns 2 plants at the same time, like I'm getting 1 plant every single shot. Perhaps it's just me being unlucky. Maybe it increases the chances. Obviously it increases the chances because there's more enemies. Maybe it does have an eternal cooldown? I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Okay, I think it spawned 2. There's 1. But I just keep shooting, I only see 1. That's the thing, I only see... I only keep seeing 1. But... yeah, it doesn't... It seems to be like either a very very low cooldown or no cooldown and I'm just getting unlucky. Which I think is the latter one. I think it does not have a cooldown. Because it's spawning like pretty much every single basic. It looks like no cooldown. A 15%, wasn't it 40% chance? The one that you see on the passionate, wasn't it 40% chance? Alright, let's just kill it. I have to check on the patch notes. I see. Yeah, basically it has a 40% chance of spawning plants to near enemies. It's a 40%. So... pretty nice. But still, 40%, that's ridiculous. To put it into perspective, like... let me just go down. Mount MS. Get my flask. But 40% movement speed, what? Percent chance of spawning with no cooldown and just doing... Yeah, I'm not going to craft weapons right now. I will craft them later. That's an average, yes. That's an average of 3 plants per second. Close, at least close to 3 plants per second. Which, by the way, each plant does 10 times damage. Just letting you know, by the way. That's 10 times damage multiplier per plant. Because max attack speed is 6 attacks per second. With a 40% chance, that's close to 3 plants per second on average against one enemy. And then against multiple enemies, that's more plants per second, which further solidify the DPS of this class. Like, the DPS on this class is no joke. You have to be an ult. That's the thing that I've noticed. You have to be an ult pretty much all the time if you want to do the highest DPS possible. What do you mean? On the plant, with or without ult active, or comparable to the current plant? Because from the looks of it, obviously is just going to work exactly as a blooming pollinator. Like, that's how it works. It'll work exactly like the current blooming pollinator. Does this? It does. Jesus Christ! Ah! You know what? Just die. Get out of here. It's just a standard damage. It does 10 times damage flat. That's it. Doesn't do more damage depending on the enemy that you're fighting. It does 10 times. Right, with the passive. Doesn't change whatsoever. So he will always do 10 times damage. Okay, Trove just crashed. Oh well, hold on. God damn it. Anyways. Trove crashing aside. Let's move on. This game just turns out so quickly. Like if it was Xbox, I would be here for like 2 minutes just waiting like an idiot. Like the biggest DPS increase with this character is just the fact that they added Green Gatling as an actual ability. Not an 8% chance of spawning, which is just ridiculous. Okay. But yeah, the biggest increase, like, not even old, I don't think gold increases the damage of this. Yeah, no, it doesn't. The same thing. But yeah, the Green Gatling is the most ridiculous. Which is, yeah, the one Gatling is just one barrage of shots. That's it, and it will disappear. Without the ult, clearly. With the ult, obviously it's 3. Hopefully it doesn't kill the enemy, which probably might end up doing so. But yeah, with the ult is 3. So without the ult is 1. Leafy Lasher. Leafy Lasher is just going to end up being as an extra DPS type of thing, or threatening, yeah. Leafy Lasher, this ability is just going to work as an extra DPS utility type ability, especially on ult, where it doesn't allow bosses to move, which is just absurd to think about. Like this alone doesn't allow bosses to move. So this is just going to be mostly as a DPS helper, you could say. Your main DPS will be coming from the Gatling. I think. Yes, the Leafy Lasher can be stacked, but the only thing is that the cooldown is so... It is a pretty big cooldown, so it's difficult to stack them with Leafy Lasher unless you're using Chromatic Emblem. So if you're using Chromatic Emblem, you can stack them very easily, but without it, then don't worry, Rogers, I'm not going to use anyone's account. If you're watching this, don't worry about it. Yeah. Honestly, no. I already got pretty much everything that I need, so I don't need any accounts. I just need to just check the numbers to see everything, how it does work out. But don't worry. Alright. I think you can do critical damage attack speed with this character. Attack speed is a must. Just letting you know. Attack speed is a must with the Chloromancer, which has always been like that. But for the case of for critical damage or movement speed, that is entirely up to you. Considering that the DPS is so ridiculous, you can rock well with movement speed, so you can move around quickly and just shoot the plants better. But if you want to go with crit damage for a little bit extra damage, then go ahead and do so. But for me personally, I will be using movement speed and attack speed, similar to what I use on the Ice Age. Yes. But to answer the question to the individual who joined in, Lalo, welcome, first. And secondly is just going to be, yes, Chloromancer, it is currently the top tier in DPS in the entire game. It is one of the strong, if not the strongest, DPS class in the entire game. It's going to be the best boss killer by far. It's not even close. Like, it's so ridiculous the fact that you can destroy literally everything, every single boss, like no problem. With this character. But yeah, let me just keep reading. They really need to do something with... when it comes to the Knight, they really need to do something with this ability, with Smash. It's just that it's so useless. This ability is just better all around than this. Just does the same damage, it's faster, has more range, it's better in terms of utility, like it's better all around, like what the hell. But yeah, just to explain again to everyone who's joining in, how's it going everyone, how's it going late, how's it going Wheezing? Just to explain for those who are just joining in, what is everything that is going to be going on with the Chloromancer. So first and foremost, basic attack, it will do exactly the same damage. But it will have a passive ability that it will spawn the explosion plant on, the current one that is on the live server, but right now it's going to be part of a passive ability. So you can just shoot an enemy and it will have around a 40% chance of spawning these plants, and those plants will do 10 times damage, which is ridiculous. It's almost twice as fast, not twice as fast, twice as hard hitting as the current one. Jesus Christ. Hashtag needy right here. You're trying to just put it like a notice me senpai kind of thing. Oh god damn. Anyway. But yeah, that is the number one thing. They added a new passive ability, which makes the explosion plant part of the basic attack, dealing a lot of damage. They made the Clash Gem an actual ability. The Clash Gem that is the green Gatling. That is right now an actual ability. However, the changes that they did is, number one, it will do a little bit more damage, but instead of just throwing 2 barrage of shots, it will just shoot once and that's it. Which will change once I start talking about the ultimate ability. Then it's going to be with the Leafy Lasher, you know, this thing that you see right here, the spinning thingamajiggy. It's going to have a longer cooldown instead of, like, I believe it was a half a second cooldown. It's just going to be, you know, like a 10-second cooldown. It's going to stack damage with another version of the Leafy Lasher, so 2 of them can do damage at the same time, but it does slightly less damage. But right now it's pretty much as a utility ability, in my opinion, instead of just being, like, you know, your main damage ability, which is right now on the live server. Your main constant DPS. Right now it's more of a utility, especially once you start using ult, which is just ridiculous. You can only throw 2 of them, by the way. It used to be, the maximum used to be 4. Only 2 of them can be stacked, unless it is with ult. Which, by the way, is this. You can see this. And then the first plant just disappears, so it's only 2 of them. This ability is, and now the ult. Everything is just going to be, yes, there's going to be a new class gem, but it's just going to work with the ultimate ability. The ult is just broken as hell. It pretty much makes the class just from decent, from pretty good, I would say around slightly above average to, you know, average to above average. But with the ultimate ability, it just makes the class just straight up broken as hell. Because once you activate your ult, all of your abilities are enhanced. Leafy Lasher, well, Green Gatling and Leafy Lasher. So Green Gatling is going to do 4.5 times damage per shot, and it's going to have 3 barrage of shots. You can have up to 3 of them. In the patch, I do believe they say 3 in the Green Gatling. So as you can tell, I threw the third one, the first one disappeared. Green Gatling is the one that is 3 of them. But with this ability is broken. And considering that you can throw 3 of them, you're expecting a burst damage of, each time it does one burst. Yes, I do have Chrono Emblem. Every time it does 1 burst of damage, that's like what, like 90 times damage multiplier? Is ridiculous. It literally just destroys everything in its path, and it can throw it down 3 times. And then Leafy Lasher, it will gain like pretty much a perma snare to the enemy. It works on bosses as well, so the enemies will not be able to move at all during the whole duration of the Leafy Lasher, which is just insane for bossing, because you can just go ahead, use this, just throw down the Leafy Lasher, and the boss will not be able to move. So it will allow you to just stack all of your abilities just ridiculously, and it will kill the boss really quickly. The class gem ability, what it does is, normally when you activate your ultimate ability, you are not able to, you pretty much do all of the things that I just mentioned. With the ultimate ability, with the class gem active, you will be able to heal plants. That is just me, by the way. Like, normally, let me see if I can just proc it. Okay. Yeah, you see that force field around my character? It will heal players and it will heal plants much quickly. Which is that is the force field. I believe it heals players 15% of HP. I don't know if it is every second or 4 times per second. I don't know. But yeah, that is going to be the class gem. So yeah, it's going to be really nice. Anyways, hold on. Ow! I need to just start reading all of the comments that I just... I think it's going to be the same class gem. I don't know, I didn't have one before, but I do believe it's the same class gem. So it might be the same class gem, it's just going to be retweaked, similar to what they did with the Ice Age. But yeah, just a healing to all nearby allies, it's just really, really good. Like, it solidified the support portion of this, but I mean, same as well. Enemies do one-shot for the most part in delves, if you're doing high delves. Well, I don't know how good the healing is going to be, but for U10 and for lower is ridiculous. Yeah. Damn, I got way too many class gem. It's still not enough, well, not good enough for you. It is going to be a health, pure health refill, 15% HP healing. So yeah, similar to, you know, the Rat Berserker allies, you know, a full HP. It's not health regen increase. But I do believe that, well, I mean, it's entirely your opinion. Like, my own personal opinion, I do believe this is this is a borderline broken class on bosses. Just for the simple fact that this alone, this plant, you can throw 3 of them and each of the plants is doing 4.5 per shot, 20 shots per barrage. Like 20 lines of damage per barrage, that's 10 shots, 20 like that's 90 times damage multiplier. That is borderline almost ridiculous. I mean, if it will increase everyone's damage, then it will be really nice, but I do believe right now the Chloromancer is just broken. Or for DPS purposes, broken. There's no class that's just going to triumph over this. No way in hell. The fact that there are clips or just... Pyrocut is better than Color... No. that is a... No, I will put a 100% stop on that one. I can understand the Gunslinger, but the Pyrocut, just stop. Just stop on that one. I can give you numbers, literal numbers, on why is that not even close? Hey Scum, hey John Scum, how's it going, dude? Like, it is I can give you a full, hey, just chotomate. Just even going into Japanese, just paro un momento in Spanish, like, just stop. Like, Pirate Captain is seriously not that good of a class. I'm just saying. By the way, there's video already on Major explaining why is that the case. Pirate Captain only does 6 times damage per second on ult. You can throw a maximum up to 4 to 5 ult, which a fully upgraded Pirate Captain in terms of pure DPS is going to do around the same damage as one of these. I'm not even kidding. And you can throw up to 3 of these. So There's no way in hell that one pirate captain is going to triumph over a burst damage of 240 times damage, 270 times damage multiplier. There's no way in hell. There's no class that even comes close to 100 times damage PTS. There's no way. Like, again, let me just unequip Arcane. For those who are just tuning in, there, if you want to read the patch note, link in the description. Just go ahead, click, and there's going to be the patch note all the way over there. You can read it yourself. I've done multiple already, showcased this multiple times. But I'm going to showcase, I got 17,000 magic damage, 258 crit damage, and then obviously 710 light. This is absolutely no damage, and you know, enough damage to do this kind of damage against enemies in Geo Topside. That's nothing. Now, just to put this into perspective how broken this class is, let me just go and activate ultimate ability, throw a Gatling, throw 2 Gatling, throw 3 Gatlings without arcane emblems. This is how they pretty much destroy a U10 enemy. This is just absolutely absurd. This is ridiculous. This is way too powerful. And it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, there's clips already with people killing U10 levies in what? 2 minutes? Was it like around 2 minutes solo? Just absurd. And just ridiculous, dude. No, we haven't gotten the other update, the Crash the Course, whatever the update is called. We have not gotten that update on console yet. But yeah, I will probably say that this class is just straight on it's going to the broken side on DPS. But aside from that, dungeon grinding is still going to be somewhat mediocre in my opinion. And clearing rooms, clearing enemies is just going to be, you know, above average, you could say. But against bosses, oh boy. This is just ridiculous. Against bosses, it's just going to be ridiculous. I mean, any character can barely do any damage in those. With this character, you have to be an ult. That is for sure. That's why it's only very good against bosses, because you have to. And I mean, you have to be on... you have to be an ult. So I do believe this is going to be used similar to a Gunslinger. Just only for bossing. There's going to be a character that is going to be working exactly like Gunslinger. I don't think it's just going to triumph over Ice Age for clearing rooms. Ice Age is still going to be better because of consistency and still, you know, all around better for that. Dungeon grinding not even close, to be honest. But for bossing, that's where you should be using this class, and you should be running with the Chronomatic Emblem, Arcane Emblem combination. Just going with the highest DPS possible that you can, so you can actually keep throwing all of the plants with ult active. That's the only way that you actually have to use this character in general. So that's pretty much all of my initial thoughts with the Chloromancer. Just doing the testing on the character, looking at the patch notes, and just pretty much doing a DPS check on this against enemies. And yeah, this is mainly going to be used for DPS purposes against bosses, nothing more. So this is not going to triumph over stuff like... Look at how ridiculous this is. I barely have any stats, like what the hell? So, if you're wondering, that's pretty much where the Chloromancer is going to be at. It's an interesting... it is going to be an interesting rework, to say the least. So, it is an interesting rework, but it's not going to triumph over certain classes in certain portions of the game or even a certain content. I will still say Ice Age is the best for delving at least the clearing rooms. Bossing, this could be the best one. Is this class the best class in the game right now? No, not even close. But it's going to be the class that you're going to use for DPS. But yeah, just to go over again to all of the going over all of these. I mean, the Gatling is fine. Without the clash gem, it's alright. It's not great, it's not bad. But with the clash gem, the ult, that's what you should be using anyways. 3 barrage of shot is not bad. A 4.5 times damage per shot for 20 shots. Like, I don't see the problem with that. Yeah, one Gatling per one enemy. That should be how it works. Imagine if it had crowd control. That would straight up break the game. Thank God it's only one enemy. Imagine if you would be doing a 90 times damage burst damage against all enemies in the area. That would be just... it'll be ridiculous. And it's a good thing that it's not good for floors at Dells, because imagine if it were good for flooring at Dells, no one would be using any other class other than Chloromancer. It is the same current problem that we have on Ice Age. Everyone is using the Ice Age because it's the best at flooring and it's going to be one of the best at bossing. That's why it's good that it is only good for bossing. Similar to the current Gunslinger, this is where I put the Chloromancer at. And I do believe it's good. It's a good thing. They should not make it all around. In my opinion, this is interesting. And this is where I do believe it should be at. Because imagine if this ability shoot like 5 enemies at the same time. Just imagine. All the shot will go through enemies. It will be dead, dead, dead. Literally every single room. It's a good thing. It's a good addition to this character. Yeah, that would be good, but you have to also take into consideration what are the other classes. If you make one class too strong, everyone will be using that class, and other classes will not be relevant. So it means pretty much instead of just being Trove, the game is going to be called Chloromancer. Like, okay. So, no, I think it's a good thing that it has strengths and weaknesses, and I do believe it's a good thing that it's good for bossing. Nothing more. That's it. And so yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. That's you have to take into consideration about the balancing of the game, because imagine if it was just strong at everything, what other class would be? What would be the class? What would be the point of just using the other classes if, you know, if you're throwing a beefed up version of a Shadow Hunter that can go through enemies? Because you have to keep in mind, this is just pretty much like a beefed up version of a Shadow Hunter, and you can throw 3 of them while doing damage yourself, while having Explosion for your basic, while having Leafy Lasher doing perma-stunning enemies. But yes, the rework on Chloromancer is a good thing. The next class, I have no clue. The next class should definitely be Boomeranger, because this class is no longer the weakest class in the game, no longer the worst class in the game. It's going to be Boomeranger at that point, which is unfortunate, because that class is pretty nice. I can clearly see this class being, you know, the main class for solo delving, for sure. I can definitely see the Chloromancer be the new solo delving class for bossing at high floors. I mean, hard and fight, pretty much any class is useless, so let's be real. Even Ice Age, even Gunslinger. Trust me, I have used all of those classes. I do have a maxed out Gunslinger. I do have a maxed out Ice Age. I have done hard and 5 on both of them. Pretty much useless, for the most part. Hard and 5 is just ridiculous. But yeah. But again, for those who don't know what the kind of damage is, you know, that I'm talking about right here, what kind of damage is all of these abilities comparable to the other characters? Because, you know, I talk about like a little bit on the multiplayer, but I didn't actually mention what are the comparison between this and the other classes in terms of, you know, damage per hit. So, basic attack 1 times damage multiplier is literally exactly the same as pre-patch, so it's still tied as the weakest basic attack in the entire game, which is just expected. It's a utility basic, it shouldn't be strong. Anyways, the explosion from the passive ability, it does 10 times damage multiplier. To put it into comparison, 10 times damage multiplier, I am going to die by a stupid sense getter because those enemies are overpowered as hell. But 10 times damage multiplier is the equivalent, it's slightly more powerful than the Revenant's Bulwark Bash, which is among the highest among the highest damage ability in the entire game. It is... let me see. Which ability does more damage than this? I know Shuriken for Neon Ninja does more damage because that ability is ridiculous. But the explosion doing 10 times damage is... and he explodes after 2 shots. Is there any character that does 10 times damage? Not that I think, or not from the top of my head. Maybe. 10 times damage is still pretty decent. Well, not pretty decent, it's ridiculous because all of the abilities like Night Spirit Squire is 8, Bulwark Badge on Revenant is 9.5, Eye Beam from Vanguardian is 8, Explosion from the Shadow Hunter is 7.5. Yeah, that is one. And there's ability that does more damage, like Candy Barb ult, Goliath from Tomb Racer. But those are ult from Shadow Hunter, Neon Ninja Shuriken. The potential of, you know, the bombs from the Boomeranger ult. Those have potential of doing more damage. More initial damage than 10 times damage. But 10 times damage is for a 40% chance ability that spawns on basic. You know, that's pretty nice. Not even the explosion for an Ice Age. The explosion for Ice Age, I believe, is 6.3. Like, 10 times damage is no joke. Then Green Gatling is... It shoots 20 shots once. So it will shoot 20 times. Well, it will shoot 10 times, do 20 times. 20 lines of damage doing 1.4 per hit. Which is... 1.4 per hit is the equivalent of basic attack on Gunslinger. Like regular basic. Without the ult, that's 1.4. So Green Gatling does pretty much 20 Gunslinger basic attack. One of them. Without the ult, by the way. Leafy Lasher does 1.75, which I do believe is unique. It's slightly higher than Boomeranger basic, but it's unique, but it's still pretty low. It does 2 attacks per second. Almost like 2.5 attacks per second. Which is alright, it's decent. With or without ult, it does the same damage, it doesn't do more damage. And then, once you activate ult, Gatling, this is just absurd. Like, why is this doing 4.5 times damage multiplier times 20 times 3? 4.5 times damage multiplier, by the way. To put it into perspective, 4.5 times damage multiplier is the equivalent of 1 Glitter Bomb from Fate Trickster. Or to put it more into perspective to a class that is more popular, Gunslinger. You know, the Gunslinger does this. It does 2 lines of damage. It does more damage than the direct damage line. The full damage on this ability, which is the same as the class gem by the way, is 7.5. So 4 plus 3.5 from the AoE, 7.5. And you have shoot a maximum of 7.5 attacks per second. With oh my lord, with this you're doing 4.5 times 20 times 3, which is just 3 barrage, and then you multiply that 3 times because that's the damage that all of them will do, just 3 plants will do in just one lifespan. That's why you're going to see stuff like this. That's so broken. Let me see, how much damage is... Yeah, like I just mentioned, that's 90 times damage per burst per plant. Ridiculous. And Leafy Lasher does the same damage with or without ult. It only just applies a 100% snare, not allowing enemies to move. But I do believe that's everything in the testing, everything for this stream. I mean, if you got more questions, just let me know. What do you think? Let me know what. Let me know if you need to know more about this. But I think I already showcased how broken this class can be against bosses. This is the fact that why is this even a thing? Oh yes, no arcane Uber 8. Okay, I got you. Like, why is this boss with bonus HP almost dying with a character with no stats? Like, I got no stats. I literally got no gems. It's so absurd. It's already dead. I even stopped shooting. But yeah, why? I got no stats. Why am I doing no stats and no arcane? Why am I doing so in killing UA enemies? I'm going to die. Chloromancer is pretty broken against one-on-one bosses, which is what it should be good for. Which is, you know, it's where it's at. It should be where it's at, my opinion. It's a great thing that is not good for dungeons. It's a great thing that is not the best at clearing enemies, imagine. I think I should have dealt ports. Yeah, with this character, like, I got no stats, but alright PR. I should be doing like no damage whatsoever. And let me see how much damage. Okay, I'm one-shotting. Oh well. Against regular enemies, so I should just change to another class for this. Yeah, for room clearing, this should not be the class put for it, for sure. Run button! Run button! Yar! Kill everything. Basic attack. Low portal. Rip. I wanna do some damage testing. The light AoE still can help out. Let me just get all the way down there for bossing. God damn it. The hit detection be like... like where? Where is your hit detection? Never understood why they didn't just make it better, at least the AoE from basic. They really need to just start fixing the projectile hit detection in this game because this is bad. Well, there's 3 enemies. Easy, easy. Alright, so I need to do testing on the boss to see if I'm... Hopefully I don't kill the boss fast enough. I don't think I will kill the boss fast. Because again, like I mentioned, got no stats. So that's going to be pretty funny. Even if it is a U2 boss. Alright. It's a health draw boss even. Holy, that's going to be fun. Health draw bosses are always fun. Old plant. I've got to be kidding me. No. What the hell? What the hell? Okay. I need to do a similar comparison to another character. Oh. I need a character that does have pretty much the same stats as this one. I'm not even killing it. I'm not even killing all the enemies. This is the objective, to kill all enemies. Where are you? Where are you? Oh, there. That it should be good for boss. Only good for bosses. Imagine if it was good for everything. Oh, that's an enemy. I thought that was just the dead parts of one enemy. Hit detection on basic. Why am I even doing this room? You just ignore this room entirely, but you know that's how I roll. Alright. Trying to get into the boss now. The other boss just got deleted even with health draw. It's just ridiculous. Granted, yes, it was a floor 47, but again, you have to keep in mind that I have no stats. I got nothing. It's absurd the fact that you are able to kill this quickly against those bosses. Feather Whisper, vulnerable one. So all plant, boss. that is definitely not okay. That is not okay. Not okay. Bosses are just standing there, just getting smacked like every 2 seconds. Just like, well, I'm dead. That's literally the boss right now. He's like, well, I'ma die. Not even moving because it can't move. It just can't move at all. Oh my lord. What the hell am I doing? It's Monolith, what? No. I'm not even paying attention. I should be going right here. This is the room with Monolith. Oh god. Big dumb right here. Where the hell is the Monolith? There you are. Okay, time to go to another boss. I mean, it's regular, like regular rooms. I'm expecting this to be just equally as it is before the patch, but doing obviously a little bit more damage. Ah, excuse me. Oh my god. Where's the lesson? Oh. A vengeful pin gun. Okay. Where is this one when you need it? Hold, throw. That's not okay. I'm not using Arcane Emblem. Am I using Arcane Emblem? I thought... No, I'm not using Arcane Emblem. I'm not using Arcane Emblem. I forgot that I'm not even using Arcane. What power gem abilities would I use for Chloro? I mean, it would be fun to... Would Explosive Epilogue even work? For plants? Or do they count as minions so it doesn't work? So if it did work, that would be really nice. To add even more burst crowd control. But maybe the usual that you would use on any DPS class. Wizard Battler, Fire Disc, Cubic Curtain, Glass Gem. Maybe those are the one that you should be using for the most part. If you want to use the class mostly as a DPS type of thing, which it should be how it's supposed to be used. So, yeah. Definitely Berserk Battler. You can easily maintain the Berserk states with this class, like super easily. Eating Pride Dog. Alright, dude. Detection seems to be as bad as always, you know, the usual. I want to test it out with Arcane Emblem. Definitely this class, there's some empowered gym abilities. It would be really nice if the, you know, it would have been really nice if when you're using explosive epilogue, the plants will trigger explosive epilogue. I have no clue, by the way. Is the rework good? I'm just going to showcase you pretty much the rework in a nutshell. How much this class is transformed for DPS purposes. Which is insane. It is pretty insane. Floor 50, no stats with Arcane Emblem. Because I didn't use Arcane Emblem in the first 3 floors. Mainly because I forgot about it. So that's fun. Alright, so let me just equip Arcane Emblem. Again. This for those who don't know, these are my stats. Literally 17k magic damage, 258 into the crit damage with 18% crit hit. Like, literally no stats. Against a floor 50 boss. Yeah. Going to activate ult, this. There we go. That is with Arcane Emblem. Dead. Why is that even a thing? That DPS is absurd. That DPS is way too high. I'm fine either way if they just leave it as it is, or if they just just toned it down a little bit in the damage department, at least with the DPS on ult. I'm fine either way, to be honest. because, you know, it is really high, but, you know, it's the definition of a one-trick pony, similar to Gunslinger. Those are the definition of one-trick ponies, characters that are just good at one thing and one thing alone. Which is, indeed, Price of Sunflower. Now more than ever, my lord. But yeah, this is where the character is at its best, as a one-trick pony kind of thing. It's good at bossing. That's it. Just good at deleting bosses. I mean, everyone's opinion should be equally. Honestly, like, I don't know what to change. Maybe lower the cooldown on Leafy Lasher because, you know, 10-second cooldown is pretty absurd. Make the passive ability probably not. Whenever you're shooting an enemy, make the passive ability drop immediately into the ground instead of just flying all into the air, just and just landing from far away. Flux, bruh. You probably got more flux than me in the PTS. But yeah, the fact that it does that, I don't know. Maybe just drop it to the ground just immediately would be nicer. Like I just mentioned, again, lower the cooldown on Leafy Lasher. I really don't know what else to change. This honestly exceeded my expectations, so I have no clue what to actually add on to it. That's the thing. I just liked what they did with the character. I like it. They just made it so good, but only at one thing, and that's it. One thing alone, which is very, very good. I will say it's just. I just say that it should be just left like this. It's going to be similar to like the Gunslinger. It's just a one thing for one thing alone, which is bossing. You want to go Leviathan? Go with Chloro. You want to go, and not even Leviathan that much, because unless you delete the boss will pretty much just smack you in the back of the head with the one shot. But I guess Delta bossing, really nice. You know, a setup type character for dungeon grinding is mediocre, which is should be is, to be honest, is how the Ice Age should be, because the Ice Age is good at dungeon grinding, good at Leviathan, good at Delta bossing, good at Delta clearing. Like, it's good at everything. So that's why the class, in my opinion, is that one is the one that should get nerfed, at least. My opinion, the Ice Age should be nerfed in two ways, which is mainly on why is it getting plus 50 movement speed buff on ult, and why does it move 100% when you're shooting with basic. I don't know why those are a thing, but those are a thing with the Ice Age. Well, anyways. Time to delete the boss. Unreal. So if you're playing on the PTS, just give it a whirl for yourself. Just give it a testing. Go to the PTS and just use your Chloromancer. It's honestly so ridiculous. But I will say great job on the devs for not only changing the class, but changing the class to be something completely unique. And it changed how the character just how you look at the character, because before the character was meant to be as a pseudo high DPS but good crowd control type of character. Now it's just the hell with all of the crowd control. Well, even though the crowd control is still pretty decent, but put it all into DPS. Super fun. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just going to be pretty absurd. Well, there's already clips of people just destroying bosses. Like the fact that 3 individuals are killing a 180 delve boss at like what? How much was it? Like 30 seconds or something ridiculous? Like... So it's like not okay. Yeah. What the hell? Alright, did see you around. Thank you for dropping by. As always. I don't know what else to add onto this. I don't know what else. Like, I really don't know. It's absolutely bonkers. My lord. But I might just drop the stream very close, because I need to just go back and start doing the recording for the new store pack that is available in the live server. So for those who don't know, or just still watching, there's going to be one new 3,000 credit store pack on the live server. I don't know if it is on every single platform, but I got it on Xbox, obviously. I will do a store pack showcase later on throughout the week. I pretty much saw everything that I needed to see, and why there's so many crystals. Holy. I missed my vacuum. God damn it. Yeah, a new store pack. It has 3 costumes, 1 mount, 1 ally, if I do recall correctly. The costumes are going to be for Boomeranger, for Candy Barbarian, and for Neon Ninja. Those are the 3 new costumes. All of them have pretty unique video effects. They look pretty cool. At least I like all of them, but mostly I like the Boomeranger one. The Boomeranger one looks pretty nice. Yeah. For me, I gotta do it for the mastery. And for content, you could say. And that is content right there for me. Hashtag content. What the hell? Old plant. Like, I really want to buy also the Quetzalcoatlus mount. That is, there's only one in the Xbox Marketplace. But that mount, he's selling it for like 23 million. Like, what? Why? Why so expensive? Like, I've seen that mount multiple times in 15, 16 mil. Like, why do you put in like 23? And the sad part is that that's literally the only... I missed one monolith. Okay. And that's literally the only amount that I'm missing to max out. Well, aside from the banner styles. Where's the hell is the monolith? There you are. I think I'm missing only 13 banner styles and that mount, and I will be 100% maxed out. If you don't include the 1k loyalty, which hell no, I'm never going to get to that point. If that 3k credit store pack would give you loyalty, that would have been nice, but they don't. I would probably be very close to 1k loyalty if that would be the case, but nope. Straight up no. Well, now that the regular U10 is back, or regular topside I should say, since the event is already gone, maybe I'll go back into grinding sword flux. Maybe I'll buy the mount. I'll go for the mount now. Because I honestly, I don't like just grinding the egg dungeons. But look at those numbers. Just flying everywhere. Anyways, I think I'm going to complete one more floor, and then just you know, end the stream right here. 8 p.m. I grab something to eat, and then just go into extra for a bit. I might do a video about the Chloromancer, similar to what I did on the Tomb Racer. But still, right now, everything is just subject to change. Like, obviously, probably by, who knows, by tomorrow, they will already change something with the Chloromancer. And you know, the usual. So everything will be subject to change in the future. Hello, welcome. Welcome to the stream. What's everyone up to? How's everyone doing? Don't worry, I already got Gonda on PTS. Someone already gave me one, like the last time I just entered the PTS. It's like, oh yes, here, have a Gundam. I'm like, oh okay, no, well, thank you. But yeah, I already have one right there. So, sorry about it. You're from Brazil? Hey, how's it going, dude? Thank you for enjoying my videos. Welcome. Oh, their currency in the PTS. Okay. That's a weird currency, but pretty nice. Let me just get to the... Where the hell am I going? Okay. Shadowy Vault, give me stuff. I don't know if they... Because this seems to be like an actual update only for the Chloromancer. Are they going to add any more stuff in this update? Or this is just going to be the main thing of the update, only the Chloromancer rework? Dead. Yeah, perhaps. Maybe some bug fix later. They already added some additional updates, but... Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, there's already some additional updates. I think they've added anything else. So... Let me just read it. I haven't even read them. Very rare situation where a delve could be created with no layer. Okay. Updated the description for active delve steps to reference whether the player is in a public, private, or challenge delve. Okay. Enemy names have been added to trophy to make it easier to associate with deltalith affecting those enemies, which is very nice, especially for those who don't know what are the enemies that they're missing. Like, oh, kill this specific enemy, and they're just like, what? What enemy is that? They can just literally just check the name of the trophy. Made the combat text for minions damage more consistently purple. Very nice. Yes, minion damage should always be purple instead of just being white like your regular damage, because it makes things way too confusing. Fix an issue where several collection entries cannot be traded. They cannot be traded message. Oh, okay. Fix an issue that could cause the client to react slowly when getting the world ID for multiple times. Fix some erroneous button highlighting that could occur in the club UI. Okay, some quality of life. The usual. Let me just go. Hey, there's Vlad. And here. But I think I showcased pretty much everything that you need to know in the PTS. Unless you want something more that you want to know about it. No comment. Right. Yeah. Overall, my overall thoughts on the Chloromancer: good rework, good boss killer, probably the best at boss killing. Not the best class all around, I don't think it is. And still, in my opinion, it's a, pretty fun class for just killing bosses. And that's it. That's only going to be the good thing about this class. Bossing. And for dungeon grinding, I still think it's kind of mediocre, because everything still takes a long time to proc. Like, everything, it's just the same thing that it always has been. Like, everything regarding like the old Chloromancer's problem was that it took so long to detonate everything. So it really doesn't make the the character good for dungeon grinding, because everything takes a little bit while to detonate. But for that is for that. For delve clear rooms, or just cleaning rooms inside the delves, is alright. It's average class. Again, same reason, everything takes so long, and the crowd control like can be easily matched with some of the other characters, so it's not going to triumph over something like Ice Age. But for bossing, that's where this class shoots to an 11, like to something like an 11, 12, or 13 in terms of power scaling, because it's ridiculous in terms of DPS. The DPS on this class is high. It is among the highest, if not the highest DPS class in the entire game consistently, and it's going to just destroy classes with this absurd DPS. Same goes with Leviathans, especially solo Leviathan. This class is just going to make everything so easy against those bosses. Aside from that, I do believe that's going to be everything regarding this Chloro rework. That dude that is rocking right there, that was running with the new store pack Candy Barbarian costume. He just changed. Anyways, if you got more questions, let me know in chat right now before I go, and I'll try to answer as many questions as possible. If you don't have any questions, it's going to be fine, and that's going to be the end. So make sure to have questions. Make sure if you do have questions, ask them right now. Like, I've already done plenty of testing with this class, and yeah. Show the new abilities, oh lord. So basic attack is the same. It will spawn plants whenever you shoot an enemy with the basic attack. So the blooming pollinator is going to, let me see. No, these are just decoration. Whenever you shoot an enemy, it will have a 40% chance of spawning this plant right here that will do damage. You can spawn the old class gem, well, the current class gem, as an actual ability. It will work exactly the same, but it will do slightly more damage, and it will last for less time, unless you have the ultimate ability. Leafy Lasher, it works exactly the same, but does slightly less damage, and you can stack with 2 of them. The ultimate ability has been changed to a buff, so now plants like this one and the Leafy Lasher are bigger. They will do more damage, have more crowd control. Well, this one will do more damage. This one has more crowd control, and it will stun enemies fully. In the case of the... And also in the case of the Gatling, it will also stay there for longer. Instead of shooting once and disappearing, it will shoot 3 times and then it will disappear. And that's it. That's all of the new abilities with the Chloromancer. And to go over again, basic attack is still utility, Leafy Lasher is now utility instead of main damage, and Green Gatling is your main damage. That's everything. Anyways, that's as a TLDR as I can. If you want, you can just go ahead and check the whole stream later on, where I already did the testing multiple times already. So, anyways. Any more questions? If anyone got more questions, again, let them know. Ow. Before I go, like, obviously, make sure to let them know. Again, I might wait like a couple of days until I just decide to make like a video regarding, you know, the rework, because obviously everything is subject to change. Everything can change. This is still day 1. So, for the most part, most of the things could change. With every single rework, something has changed throughout the whole lifespan of the test server. Like, the Tomb Racer got nerfed in several ways normally, like initially, and then they just made it really, really strong. Vanguard was initially much weaker, also stronger. Yeah, I don't remember any other one because I didn't do testing on all of the other characters. But for the most part, yeah, everything is subject to change. You're still looking for a main, Vanguard and a Chloromancer. Again, like I just mentioned, I'm not going to just straight on say use Chloro, because, like I just mentioned, everything is subject to change, but we don't know how strong or how weak the Chloromancer will end up being finalized as the update goes on. Vanguard is going to be much better in dungeon grinding by far. Vanguard, like, you still need a physical and a magic damage character, by the way. But for the main purpose, which you should be doing for the most part, which is dungeon grinding, Vanguard is going to be better than Chloromancer. Chloromancer is just going to be mainly for boss killing, for Delve bosses and Leviathans. That's where the Chloromancer is going to truly shine. But for dungeon grinding, for Delve floor clear, lower delves, Vanguard might still be better. Who knows? Yeah. Just pick the class that you enjoy the most. As always, I always mention, just pick the class that you like the most. Which is the class that you see yourself using more and more. Just test every single class out. And yeah. And I'm talking about post rework not Tomb Raider, Chloromancer. If we're talking about free, like currently what it is on the live server, then obviously Vanguard is better all around. But always pick the class that you like, pick the class that you enjoy, pick the class that you are always having fun, that you use yourself the most, because at the end of the day, this game is rewards players who are dedicated, more so the players that are using the quote-unquote strongest class. Even if you're using the strongest class, you still have to grind the same amount as if you were using a class that, that you like. You're going to use a class that is stronger, but you're going to feel more miserable because you're not going to enjoy it as much. It's the trade-off. And same reason why I main my knight, and I probably will end up always maining the knight. Anyways, any more questions? Still gonna make a video just about this exact topic. Which class to main kind of thing. Because it is a common topic that I see all the time, and I'm just like, this game rewards players for enjoyment. This rewards players for dedication, and players just always try to go for the best class. Bomber Royale? Bomber, you mean? Bomber Royale? Yeah, pretty much. And well, there are still people playing it, depending on the platform, but yeah. Me personally, I don't like playing it. There's still people who played it. Anyways, more questions? If that's everything, I will end the stream. I've already showcased everything in this in the Chloromancer. Instant delete enemies. There we go. Anyways, so that's going to be then everything for me. I'm going to end the stream then. So put this right now. Put this and just be done with it. And you main Candy Barbarian, you can main any class that you want. Pretty much. In this game, you can main whatever class that you want. This game relies mostly about stats rather than just how strong the class is. But yes, you can main it. Obviously, it's not going to be the best at anything, but it's going to be a solid class. Pretty decent for dungeon grinding. Let me just increase the gain. I'm losing my voice a little bit. Hold on. So I need to increase the gain a little bit so I can, so you can actually hear me a little bit better. Anyways. That's going to be everything for me. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for sticking around as always. This stream only was 1 hour and 43 minutes. I thought it was much longer. But for the most part, I don't need to showcase anymore. If you want to just go ahead and see it later on, it's going to be a VOD later on uploaded. So you can just go ahead and click and just see pretty much every single testing. There's also going to be a link in the description down below with the patch notes, so you can actually read it yourself. And also you can just go into the test server and test it out for yourself. I've already done the testing myself and I already just showcase everything that is in this test server. Again, everything is subject to change. This is still day 1 on a private test server, so it's most likely everything is just going to get changed later on throughout the whole week, 2 weeks, whatever this long this test server is just going to be at. Final thoughts on the Chloromancer. It is a good class right now. It's not going to be the best at dungeon grinding. It's still going to be kind of mediocre, to be honest. For delving, it's going to be alright at floor clearing, but excellent at bosses. It might be one of the best bosses, if not the best bosser in the entire game currently. And then also in Leviathan, it's also going to be, among the highest DPS, so it's going to be also great in Leviathans. As a character that is going to take a while to level up, it might take a little while to level up. In terms of like if you want to use it for dungeon clear time or as a character that you want to main, you can do so, but it will take a little while to just get it to level 30, just main it. So it's not going to be that character that is just going to be easy to get to level 30 and use it as a beginner class. Even still, it is a solid class that you can just use it immediately with or without the need of just building a character perfectly if you want to use a character for boss clearing in the delves. But yeah, that's going to be everything for me. Thank you once again for watching. Leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Normally I don't do this kinds of live stream inside YouTube. Normally I do the live streams on Twitch, so make sure to follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Jonathan94. And there will be a link in the description as always. And yeah, that's going to be everything for me. YouTube live streams is usually going to be meant for milestones or stuff like this, like very important things. And yeah, pretty much like special live streams are mainly going to be here on YouTube. The other kinds of live stream will be mainly on Twitch, where I normally grind, or if I'm going to do, like, for example, a testing on the Chloromancer, but you know, on the PTS on Twitch, then normally I would have done first on YouTube and then go into Twitch and then that's it. But for the most part, yeah, I'll just stream on Twitch. But yeah, thank you everyone once again for watching. Be on the lookout later on this week where I'll just do a showcase store pack on the new store pack that is available on the live server. And if anything big changes with the Chloromancer, then I'll come back and do more live streams here on YouTube where I showcase the Chloromancer with the new changes. And that's going to be everything for me. Take care as always, everyone, and I hope to see you next time. Keep on hunting as always. Yeah.